Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name's Beverly. I do things planner related. If you're new here, welcome to the hot mess. And if you're coming back, you are well aware. So today we're going to be talking about mental health. It's probably why you clicked on this video. Specifically planning and mental health. I joke and call this my emotional support planner, but it really is. I joke that it goes from room to room with me. It sits on my desk. It sits on my lap. It goes with me to town. Like, I don't go anywhere without this journal or this planner. And I want to kind of talk about some of the reasons why I do suffer from some mental health issues. Some would say suffer. I say they suffer from me. But while I decorate my March, I want to talk about some things. This is not going to be the 5 best things for journaling. This isn't going to be, or for mental health, this isn't going to be anything like that. It is kind of structured. I have some notes that I hastily took or over to the side, so I will try to stay on topic. But you know me, I be chatty chatster. So I am decorating. This is from Paper Studio. It's part of a kit I got, or part of a book I got. These were pretty. This was from their seasonal book. They have like a January couple of pages, February, March, April. I don't know what month this is from. I didn't really look. I don't even think it's labeled. I think they're just like, this is January-ish, this is February-ish, it's pink, this is whatever. So I just grabbed these 3. Then I have some stickers from, again, Paper Studio. This is Hobby Lobby. That have some writing on them. I don't know if you can see. It's laugh, love. I might use a couple of those. Then I got these super cute gnomes. Adorable. I'm going to throw some of these on here. And then I have some of these these are like a clear plastic kind of thing. They're not like vellum or anything, that kind of go with this. So I think it's like in that realm. So I'm going to be using these too. A couple of bucks. I got them for 40% off. So they were like $1, because they were on sale. And then this book was $8.99, but it was 40% off, so whatever that is. And it comes pretty thick of stuff. So if you're looking at your local Hobby Lobby, you can find it there. All right. So that's a little bit about my tools. Yes, I was in pink last time you saw me. I'm actually going into work today and have to sit at a boardroom meeting. So honey, it is. My planner cover, kind of, let's start there. Okay, so mental health number 1. I got to change things as much as I want for the dopamine hit due to my ADD. If you know anything about ADD and ADHD, we lack dopamine, and we find it wherever we are. That's why we go down rabbit holes of hobbies and things like that until they fall off, because the dopamine stops. But this allows me to change up my planner, get that dopamine hit for my mental health, cheer me up any way I want. And I kind of change them like I change purses, depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing, what the season is, how I'm feeling. If I just need a dopamine hit, I can change my cover. But actually, honey, this is honey. It's one of my favorites, and it's neutral for work. And I can put it in my lap. It sits in my lap, and then I just turn to one of these Moterm pages and take notes in my meeting, and then I put it up and go on about my business. If we don't have our laptops out at the same time or whatever, I can do that here. But anyway, so mental health tip number 1. Sorry, somebody called. Get you a planner that you can change out. And get that dopamine hit. That's what I do. Okay, so some of the things I deal with are anxiety, depression, ADD, a little bit of OCD. I'm over 45. I had perimenopause. I had a hysterectomy. Now I'm full-blown menopause, what they call surgical induced menopause, because they took everything, including my ovaries. So I don't make any hormones on my own. I'm on hormone replacement therapy. I take meds for my anxiety and depression and ADD. And yeah. So I try to build things around my life that help me. And one of my problems with that kind of coalesce between the ADD, anxiety, depression, menopause, all those things is one of the big things is brain fog, short-term memory loss, and, a general sense of overwhelm and anxiety. It can lead to things like word finding, which I have a problem with. If you watch my videos consistently, you will see that. I have a problem with loss of train of thought, rabbit holes, chattiness, oversharing, all these things that go with all of these issues. And my planner is set up to help me that. One, I love the fact that David Allen quoted, brains are for thinking things, not keeping things, which makes my short-term memory loss, word finding, and generalized anxiety a little more manageable, because I know it's not like just me. And that makes me feel a little less alone, because my brain is definitely for thinking all the things, because I overthink and obsess, and I have intrusive thoughts. So unless I write them down somewhere, I'm not going to remember them in 5 minutes. This allows me to do it. I can go to my day on to page is usually my only pages for the day. And I write everything down on here, and then I transfer it where it needs to go. But the main thing my planner serves is, as I know if I need information, it's going to be in here somewhere. It's in very few other places. I have a few other places for work, that kind of thing. We have Teams and documents and blah, blah, blah. You have to. My brain, this planner isn't that big. I also have a few things that are like long-term collections, like I made 3 years ago, that are in Apple Notes. And they're basic lists, like measurements for my windows and measurements for my top table counter, because we were going to get them replaced, and a few things like that, like stuff like that it's fine. I don't refer to it maybe once or twice a year, but other than that, everything goes in here. It serves as a place to keep my brain, which helps my brain trust my system enough that it knows if I write it down, I can find it again, so it can forget it and move on. If I have intrusive thoughts, it's really good for journaling that. Once I get out the intrusive thoughts, sometimes it can go away, sometimes not, sometimes it can. It depends on what it is at that moment. But yeah, so I thought I would share that and more stuff like that. So if that sounds good, hang out. That was a really long-winded intro. So I'm going to decorate March and talk a little bit about it. So my anxiety is also an issue. I get very anxious about things, and my planner lets me dump all those anxious thoughts, feelings, what ifs on a piece of paper. And then I'm able to sort through that piece of paper, or those papers or lists. Everybody jokes I'm a list maker, but I really am, because it helps me sort the thoughts in my brain. But it helps me go through all of that and decipher what is real, what is not, what I can control, what I can't control. And then I separate those out. So I'll make a list of things I can do to control whatever is happening that I'm feeling anxious about. And then I can make a list of things that are out of my control. And I have learned to look at that and kind of understand that I have to let that go. I have to let it go. I can't I can't obsess over it. I can think I can. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely can. I'm great at that. But doing it will not do me any good. And that I can move on away from those things. And if I come back to them, I can remind myself why I let them go in the first place and why I don't need to be the one obsessing over those things. For anybody that's new, I made a list like last year. I was planner hopping, or maybe it was the year before, I don't remember. But anyway, I still have the list of things that I've tried. So like A6, B6, B6 weeks, Hobonichi cousin. I went in and made a list of all the planners that I could be using or were looking at, Pocket, and why those didn't work, how they did work, but also how they didn't work, reasons they didn't work. And I'm able to refer to that list, and it can kind of keep me on track a little bit. People had asked last year how I stayed kind of steady in my planner. It's because I started doing that. Honestly, I need to do that. I need to sit down and do that for Franklin Covey Compact because I just recently had a bout with Franklin Covey Compact, and kind of laminate on what worked, what didn't, and why I left it, to keep from like trying to reintroduce it later down the road. That does help with my planner hopping, and it helps with my general anxiety around planning. Don't ask me why I have anxiety around planning. It should be fun, but if you know, you know. You're part of the community. You probably ain't here on your first visit, so I'm going to assume you plan some sort. Yeah, so I'm assuming you ain't new and you kind of understand. If you're not, you'll get there. You'll get there the first time you get into a planner that you spent a bunch of money on and don't understand why it's not working. Probably because somewhere in your brain it's not a good fit. I peel this off carefully, and I can't do that and talk. Please come off. Okay. Probably for some reason the system or productivity system that it's set up on does not work for your brain, and because it's like mine has a very distinct setup. I need a monthly, weekly, I need a daily, because I need my issues to narrow down, because if not, I get overwhelmed by the amount of stuff I have to do. I also, that's part of my anxiety. I also need my list to be broken down into smaller chunks, as well as having an overwhelming list of stuff to do. But I need to be able to take that list and break it down into, like, so for my dailies, due to my anxiety, thank you very much, anxiety. It's one of my top issues. But due to my anxiety, I like to break down like my declutter stuff, my calls that I need to make, so I can. It's the bane of my existence. I hate calling people. I wish they had a text thing. Errands I need to do, studying, or if I need to like do something and I have several things I need to do in that category, I will write it down. Emails, whatever that is. I don't know if it's the fact that I planner grew up on David Allen and getting things done, or the fact that it just works for my brain. Either way, it's what I do. Let's see what else. It also helps me deal with varying levels of energy due to my mental health. I can be all in and manic. We're going down a rabbit hole of I'm going to get my shit together to I can't get out of this bed. So it helps me manage that when I'm like just go, get on top of it and I'm with it. It helps me manage that because I'm able to see the list of things I need to do and I'm just checking them off. I do my top stuff first, then the stuff that I like has to get done, I want to get done, and then I could do. That's a little bit of Franklin Covey for you, ABC. But when I'm checking things off, it's great, and I will run that until my battery is dead. And then whatever I don't get to will go on another list when that either comes back or I can delve it out in chunk size bites to deal with. And that helps too. I think that's it for March. Does that look okay? I think it's okay. I feel like I need something here, but I don't want something big. I want something little. Maybe a gnome? Oh, a cute little gnome. Okay. Let's see what we got today. Yes. Oh my God. Oh, the one with the barrel. He's so cute. Okay. I digress. Even though they're plastic, they're not hard. They're not unflexible. They're not stiff. So, you know, this is good. They're not like this. This is what it's on is very stiff, but the stickers themselves are not stiff. They're very thin. So, that gives it a little character. But yeah, so it helps. It helps in general. It helps deal with varying levels of energy as I go through my mental health phases. Let's see what else. It's flexible changes. So that kind of goes into varying levels of flexibility, but it also hits on my dopamine rushes that I want. It hits on sometimes my life changes. Like if you're new here, my mother just had surgery. She's staying with us for a couple of months. My son just moved back in. My daughter and granddaughters live here. My middle daughter lives here. Like, so we have 6 adults, 2 kids, and 4 dogs living in the house. And that was over the course of like a month, 2025. So maybe 2 months. So my life tends to change drastically. I also change jobs. I'm also setting for my certification and sit for that test in March. Like, there's a lot going on in my life, and it lets me change as I need. And it's very flexible, very, very flexible. If I need just a plain piece of paper, I have that. If I need a specific insert, I have that I can find. They're out there. But anyway, it's very, very adaptable, changeable. I can make it thin, I can make it thick, I can do whatever I want. And it lets me do that, which is great because Bound Book no longer lets me do that. Now, this ain't a thing for rings. You could probably figure out how to do it in a TN system or something like that, but this is very flexible for me. If you also suffer from mental health, find you a system that's very, very flexible. Yeah. It also doesn't let me do things on my phone. I get distracted. I see my notifications. I go down a rabbit hole. I start scrolling after I answer all my emails and my texts and my DMs and my YouTubes and all the things. This gets me away from that. I'm able to put everything down. I can put everything to the side. I can concentrate just on what I need to. It gives me a clear head, and it doesn't add to my anxiety or anything, and it doesn't distract me, which my ADD does get very distracty. Very, very distracty. Let's see. One of the things with my phone, too, is out of sight, out of mind. If you suffer from ADD or ADHD, or you have that little quirk, out of sight, out of mind. I could forget you exist. Not gonna lie. I have to put reminders in my phone or in here to call friends and family, because I get so wrapped up in day-to-day life that I forget. It's not that you're not important. It's not that I don't love you. It's not that, you don't matter to me. It really is just the fact I don't realize it's been 2 weeks since I talked to you. I don't realize that I never sleep past 8 o'clock. I don't realize that I didn't return a text, because I am queen of starting to return a text and not hitting send. I do that in my DMs, my YouTubes, my whole thing. So it's not that. And sometimes I just get so wrapped up in life. I get so busy that I just plain out forget. And I promise it's not you, it's me. And when I say that, I absolutely mean it. Yeah. We're going to do a weekly deco too, because we're moving on. So yeah, I suffer from out of sight, out of mind. So this helps with that. It helps me keep track of my stuff, my mom's stuff, my kids' stuff, my husband's stuff. It helps me keep track of all the things. Oh, we don't deal. Hold on, let me grab a pair of scissors. Oh, there they are. Look at them being where they're supposed to. That's a miracle. Yeah, it helps me keep track of all the things and organize my life. Because if not, I'd be scattered. Nothing would get done. Laundry wouldn't get done. Nothing would get done. But, and not everybody has that problem. I look at my friends that are perfectly adulty without any kind of reminders. They just flit about their life, doing the things. You know who's like that? My husband. Drives me insane. What do you mean you just remember? Do you want to write that down? No, I'll remember. What do you mean you just remember? What kind of voodoo witchcraft do you have going on in your brain? I never use this inside because I don't like writing on the ring, so I'm going to put a little deco here. So, yeah. I don't know what kind of voodoo witchcraft that is. I really don't. It takes me by surprise every time. And I'm like, how? I don't want to make this a sign. Not a signpost. Yeah, so God bless those people. I don't know. It helps me organize the chaos. That's basically what that is. It helps me organize. I don't like this. Helps me organize the chaos in my life. And why am I a list maker? Because I need to dump everything out onto a page. My brain doesn't brain doesn't work. I like to see things linear, absolutely. But my brain does not work linear. It bounces from idea to idea. So the only way I can keep track of that is to dump everything down, sort that out, and then put it where it needs to go. And then once I get lists that are sorted, like plumber needs to do these things, I need my car and truck to do this, a home buy stuff for that, but it won't start like that. It starts like this, I took all the other pages out, I think. My spending looks like this because I organize it into categories, and it's chaos. Like, that's how my brain works. When you're looking at my planner, this is what you get. This is exactly how it looks. My dailies, look like this most days. If this is happening that day, I'm having a really good non-ADD day. I'm having a really good mental health day. or I'm in the can and there's nothing getting done. There is no in between when it looks like this. Yeah, so, but all of these things help me sort out my life. You know, my gratitude gives me a little something because I can't have intrusive thoughts and ruminate on what's going bad. It does let me have a little bit of good. I can pick out one silver lining of the day, what I'm grateful for that day in that moment. And it doesn't have to be big. It's just a line. And it's not overwhelming for me. I'm not a journaler. I am a manic writer. I will turn to my Stalogy paper. I turn it like this, and I just start to write. And then I rip it out, throw it away. Because it helps me get it out. Once I get it out, then I feel better. Yeah. So, but here is the number one thing my journal does for me. If we got to have a top thing. If we got to have a top. Okay. Hold on. I'm getting some coffee because it's still early. I got to go to work today. I actually have to go into the office afternoon for a meeting. So I had to get up and get dressed and do all the things. And then my dog had to be dropped off at the vet. So, you know. But the number one thing that my planner gives to me is a sense of control. A sense of control of the chaos. Does it let me organize the chaos? Yes. But it also gives me a sense of control of chaos. If I am really like on top of it, it gives me a sense of where I need to start, what's important, that kind of thing. That's where the organized part comes in. But if I'm really down and can't get out of the bed and I'm thinking about all the things I need to do, but I'm stuck in this bed because my mental health is crap, it also allows me a place to plan when I get out this bed. So it makes me feel better. Even though it's not getting done today, it is on a list. It is somewhere I can access. When I get this energy back, or this brain starts to function again and starts to cooperate, I have a plan. I have a plan. If I don't have a plan, my life is crap. I'm not the one. We do a vacation. We used to do one vacation a year that we would get in a car and just go, and we would just drive until we decided to stop, and we'd stop there and then go on to the next. We saw like 17 states in like a week doing that, just driving around, seeing little roadside attractions. That's fine. But when I go to Disney or somewhere other vacation, it's planned down to the minute. I have reservations. I have things. I have like it. I have to have things. If I have a big project that is overwhelming, like we're fixing to start our remodel finally in our living room, I have a plan. And I have it all written down. I have everything we're going to need. It's a game plan. So once this is complete, we do this. Once this is complete, we do this. Once this is complete, we do this. And at least I have a plan in my head. Now, if it doesn't go to plan, okay, I'll write that down and figure out what changed. And then next time I do this, I can plan better. I'm very good at that. But maybe that's the project manager in me. But I have to have a plan, or maybe that's why I'm a good project manager. Got to be a plan somewhere. Got to be a plan. So it does give me a sense of control. It gives me a sense of being in control when I have none. Especially in these times, it helps me control and deal with my thoughts, my feelings, my anxiety, my feeling of overwhelm every day, the fear. It helps me feel like at least I have a backup plan. I know what I'm doing. I know, if nothing else, I know what I'm doing, what I need to do, what could be the plan if this happens, or this happens, or this happens. It gives me a plan. And it helps me be a little calmer knowing that I have a plan B, plan C and D sometimes, but a plan. And it gives me a sense of control in my life. Yeah. So I don't want to ruminate on this, but I know a lot of people are having issues, and I know in the planner community, all deal with them different. But this is mine. I may not be a journaler, I may not be an aesthetic planner, I may not be a lot of things, but I am a functional planner. I do plan for my mental health, even though this is a hobby. This is all a hobby. This is a hobby. This is not a hobby. This is my brain. This is my absolute brain. It's also my emotional support. It's also my this is my crutch. This is my service animal. So, yeah. So if you have any questions, put them down below. If there's something I didn't touch on, I'll be glad to follow up on if you want to, or something didn't make sense. Let me put this in here because I cleaned out my pockets, but I forgot to put my quarter back in. All right. If you have any questions, put them down below. I hope this helps. Take care of your mental health. Figure out where you can have control when your life is basically uncontrollable. And I know that no matter what times it is or where it is, our life really isn't in control. We don't have that to a certain extent, but we can give us some sense of control where we might not feel we have some. So, hope that helps. I hope y'all have a great weekend, and until next time, y'all. Bye.